Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to Tech Studio. If you made it here today, you're welcome. In the previous videos, we've briefly talked about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and today we'll be talking about React. React on its own is not a programming language, but a library. So, yeah, why do we use React? What is React? You get React is a library, and we use it because of it's actually created with Facebook, which is with Meta. We call it Meta. Yeah, it's created at Facebook, and since then is now like the most used in creating front-end application. You get the user interface part because of the simplicity and making like you can reuse code in it using props and all those. You get using components and all those. You can is like you can reuse code once you have it one set of codes. You can actually take it by just copying the tag and sorry, by just copying the component and just like pasting it somewhere else, and you can change the items in it again. Like the simplicity and the making code reusable is why people love it, and why most companies today, software companies or web developers, use React because of that. So once we go deep in the course, I mean, you understand what React is. But for now, before we get a React, we need to know something. There's what we call Node.js. Working on React is actually not a programming language. I told you, it's you use a language called JSX, which is still like JavaScript and HTML. Using Working with JavaScript and HTML, enabling you to like write a HTML code on JavaScript environment. Do you understand? Like now, if I want, I told you when we are discussing about JavaScript that you need to declare a constant and you need to declare a variable before JavaScript will like can know that, yeah, there's something like this. If you just write one, you know it's just one. But when you declare that m is equals to one, he knows that anytime you call m, you're talking about that one. You understand? But in HTML, sorry, in React, when you use JSX, you can declare a variable by giving it a HTML tag. You can be like, this HTML tag, now I want to call it this name on JavaScript. Ticket. You can be writing a HTML code and just use two set of calibracies and just write a JavaScript code inside. With that line of HTML code you are writing, you give it a tag. Maybe you are writing a h1 element, but you want this h1 element to perform a particular function, which is JavaScript. You can just put a calibracies in between those texts and just write a JavaScript code. That's React for you. So the simplicity and the code reusability makes it more interesting when you work with React than working with. You will get to understand much better because we're actually going to like do some stuff with React and all this thing. But before you start working with React, I told you it uses JavaScript and what HTML, and also you use CSS to style in it. You understand? And you need what, a Node.js, because that's what we call a JavaScript runtime environment. You need it to run JavaScript in using React. You get? So how do you get this Node.js? Just go to your web browser, click on type Node.js there, go to their official website, and there's a code there if you want to run it through your command. And if you go to the next section, after the code section, you see where to download if it is into your Mac or Linux or Windows. You get? And once you download and install it, it comes with npm. Npm is Node project manager management. You understand? So you download it with the two of them, and yeah, once you get them in your system and they're in your system already, you can open your VS Code as I did now. I've opened my VS Code now, and yeah, how do we start creating React? There is a new front end development. It's just like a front end development tools, or like yeah, let me say front end development tool, which we call Vite. Everything you need to start up with React is being like composed inside it. So when you create your React through Vite, I mean, you have all the sections that you need to start creating your code. So I'll urge you to like use Vite because it's the modern way of creating React projects. So the first thing you need to do now, you need to like open your folder. Just go to file, and once you go to your file up here, you go to open folder. When you go to open folder, you can go to your desktop, you can go to your downloads, anywhere you want to open your folder in. But I I will just open my folder in my desktop. So I just click on new, right click, go to new and go to folder. And the folder I would love to name it UAs as usual. UAs, let me just name it something UAs tech. Good. Now you just click on select folder and to open the folder on VS Code for you. Now you have the folder. What is the next thing to do? You can cancel this welcome screen. Next thing to do, I told you we need a Vite to create a React project for us, so we can start working on our React project. So how do we create a Vite, the front end development kit? How do we get it? How do we get that kit? You go to your terminal, just go to this dot that is here now, go to your terminal here, go to new terminal, and yeah, if you see, your terminal will load now with PowerShell, and is actually inside the US tech, which is the folder I just created now. So you just, in that, I told you there's what called node npm. It's called what? Node project management. It will install with the Node.js when you are installing it. So yeah, use it to give your your instructions when you are creating npm, and you just be like create. What do you want to create? I want to create Vite. And what is the version of Vite you want to create? I mean, you can just use the latest version at latest, or if you have a particular version in mind, you can put it there, but I will just use at latest, so I have the latest version. You click on enter once you are done, and it will load. Mine is loading, as you can see, and it has loaded, and now it's asking me for project name. What is the name I want to give this project? I want to name this project UH. You understand? And I click on enter again. It said I should put a package name. Know that package name here is package.json. Yeah, you click on enter, and it shows you now what type of Vite packages do you want to like go on. What type of framework do you want to have here? I told you React is not like actually a framework, it's a library, you understand? But we are going for React, yeah. So you scroll down, just use your arrow down button to what? React, and click on enter. Then it's asking you the variant, which is the programming, what type of language do you want to use here. I personally want to use JavaScript, so you enter, and it has created it for you. But now you need to run your project, and it's telling you here for you to run it, change the directory to UAs. That means the new file it has created for you. Then npm, you install it. Once you install it inside that new file it has created for you, once you install it there, then you can start running your development environment. You get? So first of all, it asks us to change to what? To the new file we have created. You click on enter. You have changed to that file. Now if you see before, when it writes all these user edge meter desktop UAs tech, it's not giving anything like UAs, but now it's showing me that it's inside this UAs folder right now. So you now be like npm install, so you install it in that folder. It's installing, so we wait for it to install. Once it has finished installing it in that folder, then we can run our development environment, so it can give us a link to what? A site that will host our website. You understand? It's giving us the link to like temporal hosting page. You understand? It's giving us like a temporal hosting page, a link, just like hosting it with your system, on your system, you get, so that you can see it live. Any code you did here, and so you can actually see the output live. You understand? So it's giving you a temporal like link to your code. Anything you code on that place, you see it. You understand? So yeah, let's wait for it to like finish installing it. Yours might not take time like this. I mean, it depends. Okay, once it's done, we'll run the development environment, and once we run the development environment, we have our temporal link, and you can copy the temporal link and paste it in your web browser. It opens the initial sample page that React use, having a React logo and Vite logo alongside with it. You understand? Having two logos side by side, a React logo and a Vite logo. So having those two logos, and some, you can even see some functionalities beneath it. something like count, and once you click on it, it keeps on counting from 1. If you keep clicking it, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So yeah, that's just like a sample page they gave you for you to know that yeah, the page you actually open is working. So they just put that sample function. So once you get it, you can actually go to the document and delete all those samples and everything and start your code afresh. From depends on what you are trying to create. You're trying to create a website, an application, something nice, you get. So yep, it's done creating my stuff for me. Added 257 packages and all this. Now we are going to run our development environment, which is npm run dev. See, it hosts my website for me at what localhost 51.74. You can just see follow link here, and you click it. It takes you to the website straight, to the local, like the host. It has host your code. This particular file now, it has host it in your system. So any web browser you copy it and take it to now is actually going to open there. It's a temporal hosting so that you can see what you're actually doing live. You understand? So now we come to this folder. You see everything that it has installed for me. All these things were not here before. I mean, I created an empty folder. You understand? So it has brought all this thing in it for me. What is all this? This node module. This one, you don't actually need to touch anything here. This is a library where other stuffs are other packages are stored. I mean, when we are going deeper in the course, you see some functionalities that I'm using. I will be coming here to show you that you actually see where they store it here. You understand? So those are libraries, so you don't actually need to touch anything there. And here, like public is like where you put your public asset. If you come here now, like this vit now, once you open this development server here now, you see a vit logo. Yeah, this is the logo where they actually put the logo. The logo is being brought from maybe through a link from somewhere to this place, you get. So that's where you keep all your public items. And yeah, this src is where you do like your 99.9% of your stuffs in this place. You get C is where you do like your 99%. This src source, this is where you work. This is your environment. So this assets here is like where you have all your video pictures, all your personal asset that you bring from your system. That's where you get them in. You understand? And here this app.css, like it says CSS. You know what CSS is already if you have gone far with me like this. Like my previous video, I've explained what CSS is. So this is the CSS that is styling this app. This JSX, I told you we work with JSX here using JavaScript and HTML. Like it helps us, like, you know, make it simple for us to work with HTML and JavaScript together. Understand? So yeah, here is, if you go to if you open this local host now, you actually see some sample of everything here. This is where they write all the code. I mean, you see, if you have followed me here, you should understand some of these things already that has been written here. Yeah, so index.css, this is another CSS styling where you style all your components. This is where you work on CSS actually, because everything, all your components are being linked to this place. So once you create any other thing outside there, anything you create outside there, this is where you come and style, because you are going to be opening files and be creating your own. I told you are going to cancel all these stuff because you don't actually need them. It's just a sample to make sure that everything you have installed is actually running. So anything you have created there, created a website or everything, this is where you are coming to style it. This is the main, which is being connected. This app, sorry, have I explained this app.jx? No, I've not explained it yet. This app.jx is like a tie. Every code that you do outside there, this is where it comes to tie it. Like it ties everything here. Once you open all the files, you have open 100 of files, this is where you come to tie everything. You reuse them. And like I told you, React is so nice by allowing us to reuse code, change them, use them that way. multiple times just by copying and pasting the components and so on. So here is like a tie where you tie everything you do outside all the files, all your files together, 50 files, 100 files, 20 files, 10 files. You come here and tie all of them together, and it send it to main here is the one that ties all other aspects of everything together and send it to the HTML for HTML to display it for you on the website. Understand? So here you see the HTML is having a title of Vite plus React. Yeah, I told you there's a sample there, so you can just clean the title here. I mean, we don't want this title here. Let me give it my title. So, and here you see there is a rel icon link. If you are following my class, you should know what this is already. You understand? So you can just come here, this href, you can clean it and put our own logo here. I'll put a logo here later. That will display. That's my own personal company logo. You can put your own logo link, and if you are following my class from HTML, you should know how to add a logo to a link right now. So yeah, you don't really need anything much to do here. I told you all you need to do is in your SRC. Once you come to SRC, you want to work on a project, you want to do something. Let's just leave this plenty noise and just go into something. I mean, you just come here and like, okay, let me create a new file in the SRC and just name it US. You can name it anything you want, but yeah, I mean, I love naming my stuff with this brand. JSX. I told you we work on JSX here, which allows us to use JavaScript and HTML. So yeah, this is my first file I've created. Enter and it brings you here. But I told you we work with components here, but we have two different type of components. But the one we use right now is actually the functional components. Yeah, you use function and class component, but class component is like maybe an outdated something because the functional component is actually simpler in using. So yeah, every developer now will actually use. I don't know. For me, I love using functional components styling. You understand? So now for us, you need to use a function. I mean, I could just create and be like function I name my function. Let me name it usti. Be case sensitive usti. And yeah, this is how you open a function. If you have followed me before or my JavaScript, you know how to open a function. But one thing about React, working with React here, is because you need to return every item you are writing in that function. Because what you are returning here, you are going to export it later, and what you export is what you return is what is exporting. Tige. And if it export it, anywhere you import it to use it the same way. You have to import, export with. I told you it makes you to reuse stuff. So anywhere you want to use it, you have to go there and re-import it. You understand? So before you can import, you need to export it from here. And before you can use that item, you need to return what is inside there. So anything you are going to be working on, you have to put it on inside a return here. And yeah, everything you are going to be writing has to be inside that return statement. Understand? It has to be inside here because so that it can return everything. And once it return everything, what will you want to do with it? You need to export it from here. Export default. You need to export it from here because you would like to use it somewhere else. So you need to export it from here. Yeah, that's it. This is actually the initial first thing you need to know. This is how to start writing your JSX code. You need to use a function and you need to return everything item you're going to write in that function. So now let's just be like, you can just want to write something, just be like, I told you we use HTML and JavaScript here, so just be like div I am a web developer. Yeah, if I actually just want to write this thing now, if you open this with a live server or you go to your local host, you see you don't open with a live server here, you just actually go to your local host. You get this is your local hosting. So if you go to this your local hosting now, you will not see this. I mean, I've wrote something here. Why am I not seeing it? You will not see it because you have not imported it anywhere. I told you this thing are linked together. As you are opening a new file, everything is going to be tied here. So you have to come to this side, delete all this one that is here. Delete all this one that is here. Sorry, it's not highlighting them. Leaving the return. I told you, you have to leave the return. And this count that is here, blah blah blah, all this, I don't need it. Good. I mean, that's the end, yeah. And all this import that is here, delete them. We don't need it. They are before stuffs. And sorry, I'm not putting in. Yeah, this is the same thing we did there. Yeah, I told you we use function to work on components here, so you have to have the function written like this. I told you this is the first thing you need to know, and you have to export everything. But that item, you have to import it here before you can use. I told you we tie everything in this particular space, so you have to import every other thing you do outside here and tie it here on inside the return, because it itself is exporting it out again to go to the next place, and from the next place to the next place before it goes to the web browser. You understand? So you have to import this first one here. Import default. Sorry, if you are importing, you are not using default. Just import. What are you importing now? I want to import. What do I name that function just now? You check it. What did I name my function? Usti. I exported Usti out of here, so you are importing Usti inside here. So once you come here, you like import Usti from where do you want to import it from? I mean, I want to import it from you. What do I name it? Yeah, US here dot JSX. Yep, that's it. You import Usti from what? JSX. And here I told you are going to return it here. What do you want to return here is a div tag. I mean, am I not returning a div tag? So you can just close it. But there is a shorter way in writing all these things. We all know that there is a shorter way in writing all this, which is cleaning this and just putting this slash here. I mean, this is more simpler and more like, you know, space saving. So yeah, now if you open this host now, you are going to see this I am a web developer, because you have returned it. And when you return it, you have, oh sorry, you are not returning the div. Actually, you are not returning the div item. Sorry, you are returning the function. What you imported here is what you are returning. So you return what you imported. What did I import? Usti. Yeah, actually that's what you are importing. That's what you are keeping there. That's it. I imported Usti. You see, this was fainted before, showing you that this thing is not being used yet. So but now you see, now it's not having a good color, because yeah, I've used it here. So you have returned Usti now. Here you came here and you have a function. I told you we write our component here with function, and you have a return where you write all your component. And I have given my component here, which is a HTML tag, a div, just I am a web developer, and I export it again, because you have to export it from here and import it here, because here is where you tie everything you need. You understand? So now coming here, I have import the Usti I exported from there, and I've returned the Usti, and this one has exported again. Then every other thing will link up and provide it for us. So when we go to our local host now, we'll see it written there as I am a web developer. But let's have something good. I mean, if you are creating a website, there is a header, there is a footer, you understand? So let's create something like that. Let's make this one like, let's rename this as US, or yeah, let's rename this as US header. You understand? Let's rename it as US header. Let's export the US header. Oh sorry, we don't use this here. Yeah, just use it like this. Yeah, US header. And you have to come here and make corrections on your app. US, the function is now US header. Yeah, you exported US header here, you have to import US header here, US header, yeah, sorry, to Z, yep. And here also you have to return US header, yep. Everything is set now. So let's work on the US header. I want to create a website header now, you understand? So if you are creating a website header, let's enclose everything inside a div tag, which is still this div, is okay. I mean, let's enclose everything inside this div. And first of all, let's have a h1 tag, which is going to take our title, h1, okay. Let's just write US Text Studio here, I mean the title of our website. Yup, US Text Studio, that's the title of our website. Let's have some navigation link. If you are following me up since from HTML, you should know what we call navigation element, tag element, you understand? So inside this navigation element, let's have like unordered list. Understand? Let's have some unordered list here. If you're following me, you should know what's an unordered list now. I mean, there's a long way to go. I can't be explaining everything from the beginning again. So let's have some list inside the unordered list, and inside this list, let's be like we are having a link. Yeah, I know you know what we use in having a link is a. See a here, but I could click on this again, and I could use this for better something. But yeah, control. Let's just use this a, and you know after this we need to have an alternative in case the link is not displaying. Let it display something else, but we don't really need that, so let's just cancel it. I mean, why would the link not display? So yeah, what's the link we want to have now? Let's have something saying let's just give it hash. I mean, hash means the link is not going anywhere, but it will show that it's a link, but it's actually not going anywhere. You understand? It's actually not going anywhere. Let's just be like about us. Maybe you have a page, you have somewhere you have written about us, but me, I don't have anywhere I've written about us. So just like about us, understand? So yeah, a link to about the company. Well, I'm not actually building a website, it's just actually to explain to you. And let's have another one. Control C, let's copy, and next paste it there again. I mean, here let's be like partnership. I mean, if you want a partnership, you can click on that link, but there's no link yet, so let's just leave it as hash to show a link, but it's not directing to anywhere. And here let's just be like contact us, or yep, let's just have one more thing before contact us. So let's have like ask for our service, something, or let me just okay, contact us. No, before contacting us, let me just say customer service, CS, customer service something. Yep, this customer service, let's just be like, let's put a WhatsApp something here. WhatsApp, sorry, https WhatsApp me, sorry, WhatsApp me. If you are following me, if you know all this thing by now, plus 234 let's just be like 9133549399. yeah, they should WhatsApp me in that place, 9133549399 for customer service. Yeah, so let's have another link here now and be like, here it should be like contact us if you want to contact the company. I mean, not for anything, but yeah, you want to contact the company for business or something. Let's just be like yeah, let me put your WhatsApp here too. https what am I doing? Sorry, inside here, https slash WhatsApp me slash plus 2348146550674. Yep, If you want to contact me, you can contact us through there. And the next thing now is we come here and be like, okay, let's come in between here and be like, search our product or search us. Let me just, it doesn't make sense, but let's just keep it there. And in here I just want to write HTTPS. Let's just direct it to a link, and let's just be like www.google.com. It's not my link, it's not our link, but yeah, let's just put in something there. Let something be there. So yeah, we are done with our header, but outside this, or outside the nav elements, but instead of using div, since we are creating a header, let's use a header tag instead. Yep, let's use the header tag instead. Good. So now, I want, after this element, after this, all this list and everything I've listed, now I need a line, a horizontal line here. There's some, yeah, open and close it. It's giving you two closing tag. No, it's suggesting if that's what I want, but that's not what I want. And this is leaving back and coming to the front. Good, everything is set. So it's giving me a horizontal line now on beneath all these item. Okay, now I'm creating my website. I have this already. I have this, but I need to have my logo there. Yeah, inside the h1 tag I need to have my logo, but my logo, let me enclose it in a container so I can actually use it later. And let me enclose all these things so that I can actually style it much better later. Let me enclose this inside a span. Yep, Control X. Yep, let me come down and put this inside the span. And inside this span, let me have my logo here. But my logo, I want to, enclose it so I can style the logo differently. Understand? Yep, let me have my logo inside this place. Yep, which is still image. Okay, image. Yep, src. I'll put my image there, and alternative my logo. Yeah, sure, that's it. Later I'll add an image there. And what's remaining? Okay, yeah, I have my site, my website here. I'm having my title, top of my page, and I'm having a container here, header and everything. I think everything is set. Everything is set for us in here. So yep, if you open this website now, everything's set. But we can't just have only all these stuff inside the website. We need to have something inside the body. We have set the head, and even the footer, we need to send something at the down. So let's create another file, new file, and here let's just write no, let's make that file usti. You can create anything with your file, but usti.jsx. remember to always put what type of file you are creating. JSX, you can create anything. And I told you, first of all, when you come here, what do? You open a function. The name of the function here is going to be UA's footer. Sorry. Yep, created our function, and here we are going to yep. Okay, assuming we want to use this react.svg. No, I'm not going to use react later, but let's just assume we want to use this react for my logo here. Let's just come here, assuming we want to use that react for my logo here. We'll just come inside here and just be like, where actually is it? Is inside assets folder, and slash react .svg. Yep, inside asset folder, and it's called react.svg. So that's just it. That's how you bring logo. Once you paste them, just copy them and paste them here straight. You can minimize this, copy, paste, yeah, and just get the folder name and the name of the image. I have it there, so but I'll change it later. But yeah, let's continue working on the next. This footer, I want something to be at the bottom. If you check every page, I mean at the bottom of every page there used to be like this C with a cycle, which is stands for copy, and there used to be like maybe the year the website was created or something. We have like 2020 something, then the name of the company or something down there. Let's just have that here now. But for us to have that, we need to have a return. I told you every function we create here has to have something it's returning at the end. So yeah, and again we have to export it. Have these three habits: default, and US footer. And yeah, you've exported it. Have another what's it called, attitude of coming to import it here. What's the name? US footer from, you see, VS Code has actually suggested it for me, and yeah, it's right. That's what I wanted. But you mustn't put all these assets, blah 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 blah. Is it in asset folder? It's actually not in. Oh, I created it in an asset folder. That's wrong. Bring it to, yeah, move it from, good. Update, yes, yeah, always update it for me. It has updated this one now. Good. And have another attitude of coming here. You can just copy this one, Control C, come here and Control V, and just clean this one and write US footer. Yeah, that's just it. But you see it's showing you error now because inside here you are not allowed to like write two things, but there is a way you can do it by having it inside a fragment, which is two stuffs like this. You copy this one, post it at the end, Control X. I mean, always have these two fragments when you have more than one stuff in a place, because if you don't have it like this, it will show you error. So you have to have it like this. Understand? So yep, come in here. We need to put in stuffs here. So you should have that attitude of always writing your function, your return statement, export it, and go straight to this place to import it and write it here, so that everything you are saying can be updating. Everything you are writing here can be updating. Here, what do I want? And let's use just a p tag and write that. I want to write that copy here. You just be like copy this, how to write it. Copy that stuff, so you just have to write it. But I want it to have year, and I want the year to be like updating itself every year. It is like, if it is 2022, let it write 2022. If it's 2023, 2024, 25, I want the year to be updating itself. So I'll have a JavaScript here now, and having a JavaScript inside here, you need to put it inside two curly braces. Now I'll need to put my JavaScript code here. Now I want, you know there is a function. If okay, did I actually, okay, there is a function in JavaScript to get date, which is called new date. You understand? This is a function to get date in JavaScript, but I don't want to get all the date. I just want to get the year. Just like dot get full year, something like this. Yeah, this will get the current year for me. Which year are we in now? 2024. It will actually get the current year for me. You understand? Putting this copy tag, putting this year. But what do I want it to get after this year? I want it to write something. Not just getting the year for me. I want it to write maybe my business name or my brand. Yes, Tech Studio. Yeah, this is my tech brand. Okay, and yeah, I want you to write that, copy this, and then US Tech Studio, something like that. I mean, this is the footer. Let it be at the bottom, but you have to know how you are arranging it here. Footer cannot come before a header, so Control X and bring it down. It has to be after the header. And now I want something to be at the body. I mean, I've had my header, I've had my footer, anything you want to add at the bottom. I mean, this is just a sample, but everything you want to add at the bottom right now, you can keep them here, something. So let's have another something created and be like the body part. Understand? Let's just name this one body dot JSX. You understand? So inside the body now, let's just have I told you there's something we call props that time that makes code reusable. So let's use prop function here. Let's create a card. You know, a card, a card is a box that you have your picture inside, your name, and a description of you, something like that. You can always see that in some websites sometimes. So let's have that created. You understand? Let's have that created here. Let's create our function. Now I told you there are some basic thing you need to master. Create your function first. The name of your function here. What do I keep here? US body. US body. Good. And the next thing here is, and let's return. You need to return it. I told you, have these habits. Have these habits in you. You need to export it. Export default. What are you exporting? US body. You need to have this habit always coming here again to like import it. Come here, import it sharp. US body. You see it completed for you. Thank you. And the next thing, you need to come here. I need it to be in between. You understand? So you can copy this, Ctrl C, paste it here, and clean this side. And yep, I want it to be body. US body. Good. Everything is set now. We can now come here and start writing our code inside the return bracket. So what do we want to do here now? What do we want in the I told you we want a card, and a card is an item which has so let's enclose it inside a div, so we can use that as the container, a div container. I told you there is a short way of writing code like div. Let's just write container or card container. Let's make it card. Yep. Is that how to spell container? Yep. So enter, it gives you a div with, and now I want inside there. I told you we need an image, so let's just use image tag. Sorry. Good. And what do we need again? We need a title. So for that title, let's use a h2 tag. And what do we need again? We need a text, so let's use a paragraph. Good. Inside here, let's say inside the first title, sruc, the alternative, let's just be like my picture. If it's not showing, let it write my picture if it's not showing. And here, let's just bring from assets. I told you I'm going to change all these things later because that's not what I'm using. I'm not using this. Sorry, react.svg. Sorry, svg. I'm bringing this picture inside the asset right now from asset folder, and I'm bringing react.svg. Yep. And alternative is not showing, let it write my picture. So the h2 tag, I want it to write my name. Let me just be like UH. You get? So, and inside this tag, I want it to write or here, let's it write a complete something like US Tech Studio. Good. And inside the paragraph, you should define US Tech Studio that okay, I am US Tech Studio is actually what? Not me. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about Usti, but I'm talking about US Tech Studio. US Tech Studio is actually a front end developing. Okay, let me just. I'm not going to describe it that way. To the purpose of this video is a front end development trainer. You get? To the purpose of this video, but that's not what the tech is all about. The brand is all about. The name is more than that, but the purpose of this video is actually a front end development trainer. So let's just be like, I am a front end. Okay, let's make this front end capital. Sorry, front end developer trainer. Yep. I'm a front end developer trainer. Okay, let me just be like, I am Usti. Let's write more thing. I am Usti. I love coding, and I am a front end development trainer. I just like development here. Sorry. Yep. I am Usti. I love coding and a front end development trainer. Good. That's just my own definition here. The card, I want the card to be this way. Okay, I've written what I want inside the card. Then what else right now? I told you I want to use props. Prop makes our code reusable. You get, so with props I don't need to write all this in. Like now let's use props. Now I've finished writing this now, but let me change this thing by using props. Let's just come here and write props. I want to use props. Using props now, if you come here, you're not going to put anything here. You're not going to put anything here. But what do you want to name these props? I want to name this image props as picture. So you just be like props dot picture. You understand? Props dot picture. Sorry, is not a string or something, is a function. I told you every JavaScript you are doing here, you need to enclose it inside this. You get? So now here you will not write a name, you will not write anything, just cancel it. I want to have this one as name. Okay, like you just write name, sorry, props dot name, props dot name. Another mistake again, I told you you need to enclose it in a calibration because it's a function. Yep, props dot name. And here I don't want any text. Let's just control X this thing from here and just put it, and I'm naming that text or description. So you have like props dot description, sorry, description. Yep, I'm naming this one this. It is how to spell description. Yep, I think, yeah, that's it. So yep, that's how to use props. But I mean, what is it going to display? I want it to be reusable. I want to be able to like have this div tag like 4 and be able to change them. That's props. And be able to change this picture in all the 4 of them. You know, if I come here now, I told you it makes code reusable. Let me come to the tying joint. This US body now, if I copy it, Control C, and I put it here, Control V, I mean, I have the same thing. If I paste it again, I have the same thing. But I don't want, I have the same thing 3 times, 1 2 3 in my page. I'll have the same item inside it, same item. I'll have it triple 3 times. I have sorry, I have it triple like this. You get me? Because I copied it and pasted 3 times here, so it will, all the content inside that place will duplicate itself 3 times. But I want to be able to change them. That's props. I want the first item to be different than the second one and the third one. So that's why I just use this props inside the body here. I use the props and I just props dot picture, props dot name, props dot description. So this picture now, any picture you want to be in the first box, any picture you want it to be in the first box, you just come here and be like picture equal to what? Here. Just be like, yep. You put the picture there. And any name you want to be in that box right now, you now just come here and be like name equal to, because yeah, that's what you name it there. You give it name. Name equal to what the name do. Okay, I just want it to be like US. Something like tech. Okay. Tech. Or let's write the tech with small letter. Doesn't matter. Yes, Tech Studio. Understand? Yep. And there's another function here. And close this one. I told you can have JavaScript function. Oh, sorry, it's a string. Yep. But it's actually a string, so you don't need to put, sorry, Control Z everything. Name is actually a string, so yep, this works for it. And not this works for it. Actually a string. Then the next thing is what? This text, yeah. Did I name it text or what in the body? Is what do I name it? Description. So the next thing is description. You'll be like, the description I want to be here right now in this first one should be equal to, I actually copied that description that time. Oh, I've deleted it. It's no longer there. So I just be like, I am what? I am Usti, or I am, what name did I put there? I am US Tech Studio. Or I just be like, I am Usti. I love coding. I love coding, and I'm a web development trainer. A web development trainer, or a user front end on one, a user interface phase. I'm a user interface, and you can just be like, and a user interface web development trainer. That's just it, you get me? So now that's the description here. Here again, now I could have another thing here. You see how props is making me be able to reuse the code severally? You see how props is making me, now I'll put another picture here. I'll put a different picture here. I could put a different picture. Don't worry, I'll put, you already know how to put a picture right now if you're following this thing, so that shouldn't be something to you, so we'll do that later. And here I want to put another name here. I don't want to write US Tech Studio. I want to write my brand itself, not the one that has nothing to concern with tech or anything, which is US. US, now let me describe US. Who is US? I mean, that's US Tech Studio. That's who is US Tech Studio I described just now. Now let's have a description of who is actually US. Oh, description I think is E, yeah, not I. It's supposed to be E here. Description. I mean, I don't know. Forgot in there. Let's just keep to this description. Yep. And the description here of who is UA. UA is actually a brand. It's an entrepreneur. You understand? So I am Usti, an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur. I own couple of businesses. Or brand. I own couple of brands. Businesses, I mean. Branch, yeah. And I love food or something. And I'm a foodie. Yep. So yeah, that's description for that. Now let's have another description here, giving it another picture. Is the same card, but can you see I am having different stuff for it? So now I want this one to be like I am Usti. Okay, Usti. Who is Usti? Usti is yep. Who is Usti? Let's just be like, okay, I am Usti. I am Usti, a software engineer. And I love teaching and making people around me happy. Yep, that's just it. And yep, that's it for. So this one will duplicate 3 items now, but we'll give it a different name, a different description, and a different picture. That's what we want. Now we have set the body, the header, and the footer, but we need to style them, bruh. We can't just have. First of all, let's delete this styling that was used as an example before. Let's delete it. And now let's give it our own styling. So first of all, let's start from the head side. Let's bring in the header. And again, sorry, before I forget, we are using pictures here. We are where did I actually just left? Body, yeah, okay, here, body. No, sorry, the app. Here we use a picture, here we use a picture, we use a picture. I told you that in everything you use here, you need to import. So if you put your picture in this asset, before you use it here, you need to import it here. You need to, the same way you import the name of the picture from this. You need to import the picture before it can work here. If not, it won't work. This logo I'm using right here, and I think I use my logo in the header. Yeah, where is the header section? US, yeah, yep. I use my logo here. I use a logo here. You need to import it here also. Anything you are using, you need to import. That's one thing about this place we are in now. You need to import. So this picture here, you need to import it here. But yeah, we'll do everything later. Now let's go and style. If you want to style, I want to start styling from the header. What are we going to style here first? We need to style the header container. So the header, let's give it a class, because yeah, we need a class to style. But here we don't just write class, because class has a reservation here in React. So we use class name, not like in HTML, CSS that we use class. Here we use class name. So what class name are we giving here? Now let's just give it a card container. I think I've given something class of card container. Oh yeah, header container. Oh no, head. Let's just give it the head. I mean the head of the family. Let's just give it head. Let's just give it a class of head. So if you want to style this span later, let's give it a class. Let's give it a class of title. Yeah, yep. Let's just give it a class of title. Yep. And we want to style this image later, so let's give it a style of title. Sorry, style class name of like image. What type of image? Because this might not be the only image we want to style. I mean, there are other several images that we will want to style later. And let's just give this one image, or let's say logo image, to be more specific of the type of image you are styling. Logo image. And the next thing now is yep, we want to style what again? What do we need to style here again? Do we need to style this? I mean, we don't really need to style that one, so let's not just style everything before we waste our time. So yep, do we need to style the footer again? Maybe we need to style this, so give it a good color or something that shows. So let's just give it a class name of yep, footer or foot. Since we give that one head, let's just cut this one short as foot. Good. So the next thing now is the body. We need to style the body later. Yep, we need to style the the container is there, but what if we want to style the pictures? What are we going to use for the picture styling? Let's just be like class name and give it like card image. Good. Let's give this one class name of what? Let's just give it name class. Let's just give it description. Good. That's just all. Yep, we can use it to call all of them in CSS later. Okay, let's go to CSS right now. Let's style. First of all, let's start with the body styling. Let's give the margin of this body to be 0. We don't need you to have anything. And even the paddings, let's create our own padding or something. Let's leave the paddings side. Something, let's just give it the margin to be 0. And what is next? Now we need to style the head side. Yeah, we need to style the head side. What is the class we gave to that head just now? The class we gave to it just now is what? Yep, head. So let's get to CSS again. Let's style head. A class has a dot head. Yep, head like this. So how do you want the head to be? We want it to have a background, and this body, we need it to have a background. We need it to have a background, and the background, let's use URL. Later we'll copy a link from this website and just paste the URL here, so the background can have a picture. Is a beautiful something. I mean, who knows? Here we can have like a background color for the head side. Let's make it gradient. There's what we call gradient here. If all these people that is into this, if you're into design, you see all this church design that some side will be lighter than the other, everything will just be shining. You get, so that type of design, let's give it here, we call it linear gradient. So inside the linear gradient, how many degree do you want to give it? Let's give it like 90 degree, and let's make it two colors. Let's make it like light green or aqua color. Yeah, let's give it aqua color and white. These two colors might make sense. I mean, if it doesn't make sense later, we'll change it. So the next thing here now in the background is, after having, let's give it a border radius of like 20 pixels. Yep, and let's make the margin too, especially the margin top, let's make it to be 0, and the padding at the top, so everything shifts to the top of the page. I don't want anything, the padding top, let's make that one to be 0 too. Yep, we don't want it to be anything, but the width of the background, the width, let it be auto. I mean, we don't need it, let it just occupy all the space. So we doesn't really, we can, I mean, change the stylings later if we find out that the styling it gives us is not actually what we want. Dot image, let's style the card containers. I mean, we have something like card containers, then we have something like card container, then the card container, and there is an image inside the card container, you know. But let's make the width of the card container to just be like maybe 300 pixels, 200 pixels, something. I mean, let the width just be 300 pixels, and the card container, should it have a color? Let's use a hue rotate, I mean, to give it a color. Now let's use keyframes. Yep, let's name this keyframe card, and yep, at 0%, at 0%, at 0%, at 0%, let it have yep, let's give it a filter, a hue rotate filter for let's give it a 0 something, and at 100%, let it have a filter as well, a hue rotate filter. Let's give it like 720 degree. Yep, I think it's okay like this for this too. So let's add this animation to this card, so the color continue changing, animation, but it depends on the initial color we gave it. So let's give it an initial background color of like something light green or something. I mean, light green will actually give it a good change in color. Let's test it and see. If you don't like it later, we'll change it. A minor animation, I mean, cancel all these things and write it. Yep, the name was the name card. Yeah, card, let it give like 6 seconds, and let it be like linear, and let it be infinite, so it can continue after 6 seconds, like continue again. Yep, so now that's for card, and there's going to be some items inside the card. So let's style the image item, we call it card image. Yep, we call it card image. Why am I having error here? What's going on in here? Oh, because I'm writing a new item. Yeah, good. Oh, sorry, this is not how we call this card image. Then I think we have some slash some in here. Yeah, it's showing us now card image. So now the next thing now is the card image. I want it, the width to be like, let's say 100 pixels, let it be small inside, and I want the height to be like let's say 100 pixels as well. And yep, I want it to be, the border radius should be like 50% so it can be cycled. And yep, what do I need for it again? Sorry, what do I need for the image to be anymore? Nothing much. Let's go to the container here. The card container, I want it to place all the items in the container in to be centered. Yep, place all the item in the container centered. So the card image that way and everything that way. Then I have name, something name, isn't it? Something name. Yep, where is it? Something name in the body. I think I was styling the body already. Yeah, we are styling the body. Something name, but let me give it an IDE so that it can actually get it from the particular place I want it to get it from. Let me give it an ID of like name 2 or my name. Sorry, my name. So now in CSS, and not only that one, let's give this one an ID too. ID of like okay, my, am I doing my text? Sorry, my text, and here should be like my name. Good, we have here my name and we have here my text. So let's call the IDE with the class name in here, my name and name, my text and description. So sorry, where is index.css? Good. Here now let's just be like hash. I told you we call ID by hash. My text that has a class of what? Description. Yep, my text that has a class of description. We don't really need this space, so bring it in. My text that has a class of description. I want the text to be aligned, centered. Let the text be aligned to center. I mean, we don't really need to give them much feature. I'm not actually working on anything, so I'm just trying to like show you guys something like that. Yep. So what do we have to do here again at the body section? Let's give the card container a margin so that all the container can have margin of like, let's say 20 pixels. You get? And yep, do we really need to do anything again? Let's make the image dangle. I mean the logo image. Let's work on the logo image container. What did I give to that logo the other time? I mean the image here, I give it image of class name logo image. Yeah, image of class name logo image. Let's give it an ID so I can get it straightforward by not having any issues with the, or let's just, I mean, let's call on the class logo image. Yeah, dot logo image. Then what do I want to do to that logo image? Okay, I want to bring it to the center. Yeah, I want to work on it well. Or let's call on this pan first. Let's call on this pan and this h1 tag. Let's call on this pan class name title. Yeah, let's call on that span title. Let's work on that span dot title. Let the title be like let's give it a text shadow. You know, a text shadow. Let's give it a text shadow of like maybe having horizontal of 4 pixels, vertical of 4 pixels, and the radius of like 8 pixels. And let's use an RGB function to give it a black color. RGB function. Yep, cancel all this. Let's just give it 0 0 0 point. Let's have like 0.5 or something, 0.7 if you want the opacity to be more. So yeah, that's it. And yep, let's not give it font. I mean, let's just use the default. title, and let's place the text, align the text in here to center, or align items, all the items, let them go to the center. Control, but let's call on the h1 tag. And what do we need to do with h1 tag again? Nothing. So let's just call on the dot image container dot, what do I call it, logo container, yeah, logo image. What do I want to do to that logo image? I want it to come to the center, so justify content. Let's justify content to center, but first of all, let's give it a logo. What am I doing? I'm coming. Let me come here. Come to the body or the edge. Yeah, you see it's here. I've not given it a container name. Yep, image container. Sorry, class name. Yep, image container. Good. This to style the image, which I have did. I think I've styled the image there. No, I won't style the image. Yep, so I need to do two things there: style the logo image and the image container. Let's go logo image. This logo image, let's copy this styling of the card image. No. Yep, I'm not gonna use exactly this here because this logo image has to display more than this. Let's give it like 200 pixels on it, and let's make the display to be like I'll just leave it. So what's next again now? Yep, the card image. Yeah, is this thing actually closing? It's not. Yeah, it's closing, but just like, no, let's clean the justify content. Let's put it to the dot image container. Let's put it in the image container. So let's justify the content in the image container to like center, and let's align the items, to like center as well. You get, so yep, this should take the image to the center. And I might not be talking in the other videos. Let's make the image be dangling. So let's make the image be dangling. Let's use keyframes. Just let's put like image and like, yep, at 0 and at 100, at 0%, sorry, at 0% and at 100%. I want it to be like it should transform, and it should be rotate at 0. Then at 50%, I want it to dangle. At 50%, I want it to transform and rotate like, let me say 10 degree. Do you get? Yep, this image animation, let's add it to like let's add it to, where is the image container? No, let's add it to the logo image directly. Animation, what's the name of the animation just now? I think I gave it image. Let's give it to dangle for like how many seconds? 3 seconds or 2 seconds. It's not bad. You can change it later if you don't like it. Let it go linearly. You get infinite. Yep, that's just it. So what do we need to do here again? That's just all it for now. So the next video, the next part of this video, I'm going to be previewing this live with my web browser using this link we have here, localhost 5174. I'm going to be previewing it with my web browser, and I'm going to do the rest of adding the links, the pictures, and styling it more and more to make it look more visually appealing and all those things. I'm just going to work on the styling and adding the images on that. I might not talk, but yeah, I've did my best here. So I told you it's not actually a video for you to learn. It's just a video for you to know what React actually does, what React is actually about, what HTML is actually about, what CSS is about, JavaScript is about. If you want to learn, join the class. The class is actually very cheap, because I made it cheap for people, because yeah, I know everyone these days is actually finding it difficult to, like, fit into one or two things, and people want to obtain skills because they want to use it in future or something. So yeah, actually make it very cheap. It's not actually expensive. Join the group down there and you get to see the form from there, and you fill the form and you join the class, and you will learn more and become a front-end developer. So the next video right now, I'm going to show you the preview of all these stuffs we have done here. I mean, it might be rubbish, it might not, but we can just amend it small, and we're not actually working on any project. So yep, after the preview, then see you in the next one, which is Git and GitHub. Yeah, but first of all, let's go for the preview first. See you later. Thank you.